What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. What we got for you today, we're going to be going over my top baits for the month of October. The beginning of October is still part of that fall transition, so you've got fish scattered everywhere. They can be hard to find. Once you find them, you can kind of follow them back to these creeks if you can stay on them. If not, if you lose those fish, man, it's hard to find them again sometimes. A lot of times you can run to the back of these creeks and catch them, but it's just you have to search around and use a lot of moving baits. It's not a time to slow down. It is a time to cover as much water as possible, and I'm going to go over what I use to do that. All right, so first up, what we've got, you guessed it, is a bladed jig. Whether it be this Berkeley slobber knocker, whether it be your jackhammer, your Evo Elite, whichever you prefer. Still got a lot of grass in the lake. A lot of it's dying back, but still a lot of fish in this grass. So throwing around these edges, throwing any kind of laydowns, bringing this thing near docks. I've caught a lot of fish. So it's not just for fishing in those scenarios. I'll fish this like a jig sometimes, flip it up into docks, and sometimes that vibration helps to get that bite. So that's a versatile bait for me. I use it all year long. I don't know that there's a month that I won't throw a chatterbait at some point, a bladed jig, if you will. At some point, it's a bait that catches fish. They can't not eat it for whatever reason. I always pair that up with that Hog Farmer Spunk Shad. I've been working on trying a few different trailers, and once I know how I feel about those, I'll post some stuff about them. But as of right now, that's my go-to. Always, it has been for a couple years now, and that's that one's hard to beat. It adds that extra action to that bait, and it's amazing. They can't stand it. So next up, what I'm gonna have to go with is a buzzbait. Finding any kind of riprap banks, any kind of grass edges, just any kind of shallow banks. I don't really throw a buzzbait if it gets deeper than 5 feet. I've got a lot of other baits that I'll use in that scenario, but if I'm casting toward the bank, bringing it to me, or paralleling that bank and throwing it down that way, man, they absolutely annihilate this thing this time of year. I don't know what it is. I do best in the fall on a buzzbait. I know people that'll throw a buzzbait in the middle of summer and wear them out. That's just not one of my baits that I have confidence in the middle of summer, nor in the spring. It's a fall bait for me. And this time it covers a lot of water, makes a lot of racket, and it just creates a reaction by those fish. I don't know if they think it's trying to attack them or what, but as soon as that thing comes over their head, if they're there, they're going to eat it. You can be not catching fish, and you can force feed them a buzzbait just because. I don't know if it's just scares them and they react to it or what the science is behind it. But man, when they hit this buzzbait, it's a fun day. But it's also one of those bites where either they're eating it or they're not. So if you've thrown this thing for hours and you're not catching them, I'd probably put it down and find something else. But when they start eating it, man, it's a lot of fun. All right, next up, I'm going to have to go with a jerkbait. This is the 6 cents provoke. This is the smaller one. I think it's maybe like a 95. I tend to throw this smaller one this time of year. The bait that the fish are chasing is smaller, and they seem to eat that profile a little better. I'll go with pretty natural. If I've got some cloud cover and stuff, I'll go with a matte color. And if I've got a lot of sun, I'll either go with a really natural color, or I'll go with something that has a lot of that chrome and extra color to it as well. That sun hits it, and those jerk baits throw a lot of light, and those fish just wear them out. But it's a big thing right now not to go too slow with a jerk bait. Don't let them get too long of a look at it, because the water's not cold yet. Once it gets cold, you want to slow down with that jerk bait. But this thing right here, throwing it around rock, throwing it around drop-offs, throwing it around, I mean, you can get the shallow runners and even throw it in this dirt shallow water, and it works really well. But it's just a twitch, let it sit, twitch it again, twitch, and usually after it's sitting and you go to twitch it again, they attack that thing. It'll twitch, look them in the face, and they eat it. So that's one that can't pass up this time of year. That jerkbait bite can be fun when you can find them on it. All right, so next up is a two-parter for me. I'm going to be throwing little smaller swim baits, single swim baits, whether it be a Kitech or an X Zone swammer. That's what this one right here is, on an underspin. Or right here is your Crush City Mayor without the underspin. So I'll get these swim baits, throw them around. You can see these baits or balls of bait everywhere out here, and just getting close. Yeah, if you find those, you're going to find the fish. They're somewhere nearby feeding on those schools of bait, so they will be somewhere in the vicinity. I keep looking around. There's tons of schools of bait right here in this little pocket that I'm in, and they're just, you can see them rippling across the top of the water. It's really cool to sit out here and watch them, but you'll see them, and it's massive schools of bait fish, whether it be shad, threadfin, gizzard shad, whatever it is in your lake. But you'll see thousands of them in these schools, and there's fish nearby. A lot of times you'll see them busting, blowing up on them. If that's the case, break out the old spook or the sexy dog, throw that thing out there. I don't fish that a whole lot this time of year, but if I see those fish blowing up on it, I will break one of those out and toss to them. But also, while they're chasing that bait, single swim baits, the underspin helps your bait to stand out a little more, adds a little more flash to it, and just gives them something else to look at, helps them to notice that better, stand out in that school of fish. So they are more likely to eat your bait than one of those in that bait ball. But that one I'm throwing everywhere, whether it be down the side of docks, whether it be grass lines, whether it be rock, whether it be shallow points, everywhere that I can. I'm going to throw one of these. I don't throw them weedless because I don't get close enough into the grass with them. I've got tons of stuff that if I'm fishing thick vegetation, I'm throwing a frog or something. And that's something that, again, I don't throw a whole lot right now, unless you can find some good healthy grass. A lot of this grass is dying off. We're starting to get those mats really good, so the water's dropping. So you're going to see a lot more of these mats. I will be out frogging some, don't get me wrong, but that's not going to be a major player for me right now. It's going to be these baits that I'm talking about, and those are going to be the ones that really get it done. I thought that was a fish, but it was a belted kingfisher. Flew down and grabbed him something, but now they're over here fighting. But anyways, I'm going to be using these baits so I can cover as much water as possible. If I am throwing a frog, it's going to be probably that Stanley top toad, that ribbit top toad, or I've started throwing this one a little bit, and I'm trying to find out how I like it. But this is the Little Foot by Scumfrog, and I like that it's two-tone. Got both colors on here, my white and my black. They've got the Little Foot, they've got the Big Foot, and then I have one by Snag Proof that is their flapping frog as well. I like that Snag Proof one pretty well, but that top toad, that Stanley top toad, that thing just, it covers a lot of water, makes a lot of noise, and I never miss a fish on it. The hookups on that thing are ridiculous. I'm going to post some videos in this with some of the catches that I've had on that thing, and man, it's a lot of fun. So if I'm fishing grass and I'm wanting to cover water, I'm going to be throwing that flapping frog. I don't necessarily, if I start finding several fish, I can slow down and fish with a regular hollow body, but it's typically going to be that flapping frog this time of year. All right, so I told you if I'm fishing in this grass and I'm throwing a swim bait, I'm throwing it near the edges. If I've got some not super thick matted stuff and I'm wanting to get up in it, this No Jack swim jig from Dirty Jigs is amazing. This thing comes through some of the heaviest cover. Like you would not believe the stuff that this will come through. And I've got that paired up with the Crush City Mayor. I absolutely love that little swim bait. It gets it done for me. It's an awesome little swim bait. I either go with that or the Largo Shad typically from Storm. Both of those are really, really awesome little swim baits. But if I'm fishing grass, thick vegetation, if I'm fishing brush, I'm going to throw that No Jack swim jig. I throw that on 50-pound braid. When they eat it, they usually eat it pretty good. That's got a big beefy hook in it you can pull a truck with, and I want to be able to give them the business end of it. So I throw it on 50-pound braid. That way I can get that hook set and get them out of that vegetation or that brush or whatever I am fishing. And lastly, it's not one I'm throwing at the moment, but it's coming up, and it will be thrown this month, is the whole A-rig, umbrella rig, whatever you want to call it. Tennessee, we can only throw 3 hooks, so I pair them up with, these are the Berkeley Swimbait heads. I use a lot of those Dirty Jigs guppy heads, but again, that's that Crush City Mayor on there. And the Hog Farmer Mini Flex rig tends to be my go-to. If I want a little bigger, a little more flash, something like that, I'll go with one of the bigger umbrella rigs, but typically that one right there is thrown for me 90% of my A-rig fishing. It's just a lot easier on your arm. You're not having to chuck that massive chandelier out. But that's one, once I get out, I say a little deeper. If I'm fishing anywhere from 6 foot or deeper and I can find some fish, I'll throw that thing because they can't resist it. Caught some really, really good fish on it last year. I just recently started, like I say recently, the past 2 years maybe, fishing an Alabama rig, and have quickly grown to love it. Found out why people love it so much, and man, it's a lot of fun. It's one of those where you reel and add a couple twitches, and with that mini flex rig that Hog Farmer did with the guys from Tactical Bassin, that wire is so flexible that when you give it a couple twitches, it flares out and looks like a school of bait fish swimming, and kind of like they're spooked or something. And man, it really, really works well. So if you haven't tried that one out, I recommend it. I will link everything that I possibly can down in the description to some Amazon affiliate links. You guys go check that out. Give you a little better look. I'll list my favorite colors on there, what I typically use, and kind of give you a better idea of what we're looking at. But just get out there and try and catch some fish, man. It's about covering water right now. It's about finding those fish. Sometimes you can find schools of them and get on them, and man, it's so much fun. So just get out, chase them, and hopefully find them. They seem to be elusive right now, but when you can find them, it's a lot of fun. So just get out and have a good time. Enjoy your time on the water, and learn something. That's the big thing, is if you're not catching them, learn something. They're not here. Where are they? Go find them. You've got to try different things. You've got to try different areas. You've got to try different cover structure. So it's all about searching and locating these fish. They're coming off that main lake. They're coming into the backs of these creeks. A lot of guys like to run straight in and start in the back of the creek, go around, and then they'll just do that over and over and over. Typically, if you find them in a section, you can run from creek to creek and do that. Excuse me. You can run from creek to creek and do that. The thing about chick is you have so much variation of cover and stuff that it can change from creek to creek. So you might come in one that has a lot of docks in it. You might come into one that has a lot of laydowns in it. And it might have docks in the front. The other one has docks in the back. Just because they're in those docks on the back doesn't mean in the next creek that they're all going to be in the back if it's grass. They may be a little further out and not move back that far yet because they got stopped on those docks up ahead. So keep in mind that just because they're there in one creek doesn't mean it's going to be everyone. But if you can find a lot of creeks that are alike, you're going to find fish in the same types of places. So keep that in mind as well. All right, guys, so that's going to wrap us up. I just wanted to touch base, kind of give you guys an idea of what I'm going to be throwing in October, and hopefully help some people out. Again, everything will be linked down below. If you guys want to check some of that stuff out, helps the channel out. If you don't, I mean, that's good too. Just because you click on them doesn't mean you have to buy something. It gives you a closer look of what I'm using, and maybe give you an idea of something that you already have that you can use that is similar. But again, I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you're not subscribed to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. It helps us out, helps more people to see the videos. Hit that notification bell so you know when something comes out. And if you like these Baits of the Month video, hit that thumbs up button. Let me know, and kind of helps me know to keep doing this kind of stuff. But again, I appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good one, and we'll catch you on the next one.